Alright, we're good now. Alright, so T Grizzly, bro. What am I reading, bro? Well, it's like the rappers are just addicted of. They're just addicted to staying in jail. They can't avoid jail. They just like they're craving it. You know what I mean? It's like in their soul. Like take me back home. What's wrong with rappers, bro? Every single one of them. And why the fuck you out here fucking your auntie, bro? Bro, he has a whole wife. This thing has a whole wife. Got married. He was just praising her and all shit like Chance the Rapper. I love my wife. I love my wife. Man, let's hear this accusation.
That T Grizzly impregnated his own aunt, and the order for her to be murdered is escalating quickly. It went from a mere conspiracy.
Nigga thought we couldn't find out, bro. 4K.
To now it's a theory that's being explored in court. This goes without saying, but I'm not accusing T Grizzly of doing anything. I'm simply laying out the facts and laying out why T Grizzly is currently trending and why
she bad. She get it. Shit.
People is accusing T Grizzly
the fucking your auntie's crazy
of impregnating and murdering his aunt. After you hear all the information, it's up to you guys to make up your mind. With that being said, let's get started. The murder of T Grizzly's aunt slash manager, Jobina Brown, has always been sketchy, has always been suspicious, never made sense at all.
The search continues this morning for the gunman who shot and killed the manager and aunt of Detroit rapper T Grizzly. 41-year-old Jobina Brown was shot in the area of 3 Mile Drive and Mack Avenue on the city's east side Tuesday night. Now, this is an update to a story that we brought you Wednesday.
See the gang member? Like Monet? Auntie Monet from Power.
Morning, TMZ is reporting that Brown was in the back seat of a car when the suspect approached and started shooting, and she was rushed to the hospital where she later died. It is not clear if T Grizzly was the intended target of the attack. The rapper and his driver were not injured.
This isn't a situation where hindsight is 50-50 and people is looking back like, that sounded sketchy, or I didn't spot these red flags before. No. From day one, anyone who heard this story, even from the mouth of T Grizzly, who was present, they've always had more questions than answers. Because T Grizzly will be pretty candid about what took place that night. He wasn't shy. He told the full story to a lot of people and a lot of platforms, even made a song about it. And every time...
Oh my god, bro dropped a mixtape on that? This nigga crazy. Why would you do that? Why the fuck would you do that? Mama, auntie, I was looking, giving a back shot. Bro, what?
T Grizzly told the story. People was like, that don't make sense. Especially people in the streets. Like us civilians, like we can have our opinions, but people in the streets, when they heard what happened, they're
she don't lie.
Yeah, that's not how the streets go. Like that's like that don't make sense.
Oh my gosh, bro, this ads, bro. Ads.
So the night everything happened, man. Can you kind of go over that night?
Nah, not these interviews. Fuck, bro. These rappers don't learn. Do not say shit, bro. I don't know, bro. What the fuck? So what happened is, like, what's wrong with these rappers, bro? Oh my god, y'all be tripping, bro. What the fuck?
With us, I know y'all was at the studio. I seen you on your Instagram.
Yeah, so we was at the studio with Guapo and Jay Swan or whatever. And, I'm going over my cousin's house, my older cousin. He was real close with my pops. Just like my pops' brother. And I always try to.
As a former liar, I'm gonna say it again. As a former liar, he lying. He guilty as a motherfucker, bro. Allegedly. I don't want no targets on my back, allegedly. But that's my dog, you know. They've been here since day one. They always extra shit.
You know what I'm saying? Showing some love, because that's another wound we really ain't healed from.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So I went over there and I was telling her, like, come in the house. And she like, no, I don't want to go in. I'm begging her to come in the house.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like, certain areas, you just can't, you got to move right.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It ain't about where you at. I could go anywhere I want to.
Right.
But I got to move right.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So if I'm moving right, can't nothing happen to me. So I'm telling her to come in the house. She like, no. Because JB was kind of like funny acting about dirty houses.
Okay.
And stuff like that.
Okay.
The house wasn't even dirty, but to her, she just a clean, real clean person.
Okay.
It's like, no, I don't want to go in them people's house. I don't want to sit on their furniture and all that stuff.
This one is not too much of a red flag for me, but a lot of people thought, come on, bruh. She chose to wait in the car at night in Detroit instead of going to the house. And, like, this is your family house, too?
But unless a girl is a junkie or something, they always got a whole sense that they're always rushing up. They're always on the go. So, yeah, something is not sitting right.
This don't really sound too right. But, yo, I never lived in Detroit. I never lived in Chicago. I never lived in places that could be the murder capital. So, I don't know, all right? Like, I don't know. Maybe it is a routine thing to wait in the car at night in those areas while people go to the car. Maybe not everybody is as scared or terrified as people like
I saw
me.
there's a place in the US where at 6 o'clock you gotta go home. Man, what the fuck where the fuck y'all niggas living, bro? But that's crazy. But what's sad is that you niggas have been living with these people for more than 500 years and you're still beefing, or like hundreds of years, like literally, and you're still beefing. When you go to other countries, they're doing good. So I'm like, what the fuck? What you do to make these niggas that mad? 500 years beef is crazy. Nah, that's crazy.
I'm like, all right, I'll be right back. So I'm knocking on the door. My people's taking so long to come to the door. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And they finally come to the door. As soon as I see her, as soon as I see my auntie, she about to open the door. I just hear a whole bunch of shots going off.
Nigga. Ain't no fucking way I'm talking about my dad, auntie, and then I'm like, you know what I mean? I'm like fucking gaming, like Mortal Kombat fatality. Like, tell my auntie, pull up, she ain't pull up. Feel me? Like, that's all I'm doing. And that was a manager too, so they gotta be fond or something. Like, nah, something ain't right. Bro, nah. Ain't nobody watching this as like people cope differently. Nah, that's some shit you be like, yo, you even put the game on pause. This nigga is throwing touchdowns and, bro, allegedly. Like I said, I don't know. I can't confirm. Me don't know. Bro, no, give me chase, bro.
You know what I'm saying?
Behind
me. I hear a whole bunch of shots going off. So I get down because I'm thinking they about to come to the side and start, you know what I'm saying, shooting at me, and I ain't got nothing on me at the time.
Sound like that soldier boy.
My cousin ran out with a gun. I'm like, perfect. So we ran out on the street. When we ran out, my driver was gone with no cars out there. I'm like,
She was in the. So what was the vehicle? She was in the car. Like,
yeah, she was in the car. She was in the car.
Okay.
She was in the car on the street. So my cousin ran out with the gun or whatever, and we ran out in the front to see what's going on, and to, if somebody up on us, we gonna get them off us.
The court trial for his aunt murder actually started today, but we will get to who the defendant is, who's being charged with the murder, and how even that looks horrible for T. Grizzley. But at trial today, a YouTuber, The Family, he actually watched the trial, right? He actually watched it through, I think it's a Zoom or something, but the trial was being filmed. And when he watched the trial, T. Grizzley's other aunt, whose house he was at, she testified. And she actually testified that the story they told the police, well, T. Grizzley told the police, he didn't see who did it, he didn't snitch, but he did say, listen, when the shots ran off, shocked, ran to the window to see what's going on. We ain't know what was going on. We were shocked. The aunt actually said, like, cut the malarkey. No, I didn't see T. Grizzley run to no window appearing shocked.
Question was asked by the state. Does she remember the aunt mentioning that when T. Grizzley heard the shots inside the home, he ran to the window to see what was going on? The aunt responded, no, she didn't say that.
So once we got outside, once we got in the front where they was at, my driver gone, There's no cars out here.
Mm-hmm. Okay, wait. Let me ask you this. So, was you had to enter to the back door?
Nigga, why would you do this interview, nigga, bro? Oh my god.
Or something?
Yeah, I went
Okay. Side door. Okay. I get you. Okay.
But basically, I don't even know what's going on at this point.
Okay.
So we in the front, we looking. I look in the street. I don't see no glass in the street. So I'm like, oh, they straight. You know what I'm saying? That's probably some. I didn't even think this had nothing to do with us.
Okay.
You feel me?
Right.
But my cousin still came out there with the gun though.
Mm-hmm.
So I was cool with going out there. I'm like, I ain't see no glass in the street. I'm thinking they heard some shots and pulled off.
Okay.
So now I'm mad now. Like, y'all heard them shots, why would y'all leave me over here?
Right.
You feel me?
Okay.
You could at least called me and told me, like, it's too much going on over here. Come on, we gone. You know what I'm saying? Then my driver ended up calling me, like, and told me what happened. So basically what happened, they walked up to my door and opened my door. You know what I'm saying? Some niggas opened my door trying to get at me. Ended up hitting her up. But, like, niggas was coming for me because they opened my door and was shooting in the car. They hit her 8 times, though.
And you have no idea where this came from?
No, I ain't got no idea where it came from, but it ain't even matter where it came from. I felt like everybody was a suspect.
Huh?
I felt like everybody was a suspect.
Nigga, what the fuck you mean everybody's a suspect? Oh my gosh. Bro, what is he talking about? No, hang that nigga now. I got the rope right here. Oh my, bro. Take a sip of my water.
So even if
it's at this particular point the story breaks down for me and it stops making sense. So if they were trailing them close enough to where they were able to get to the crib or get to the vehicle while T Grizzley was still at the door, then wouldn't they just be able to see where T Grizzley went and follow him? But besides that, let's just say T Grizzley was at the door long enough to where, you know, they were able to catch up to the vehicle. Cool. They were...
Hold on.
obviously looking for someone.
Okay.
See, Grizzley is saying they were looking for me.
Okay.
It wasn't a situation where they were going into this looking to kill everybody in the vehicle.
All right.
They was looking for someone.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why they went to the vehicle, opened up the vehicle, looked to see who's in the vehicle, and began shooting that person on that side.
He's gone.
That's why the driver wasn't hit, and he was the only other person in the vehicle. But that's why he wasn't hit. All the bullets went to the person on the side of the vehicle. They open up. But in that case, if they open up the car door, wouldn't they be able to see? Oh, it's not T Grizzley, and close it back up? Because they obviously wasn't concerned with killing just anybody, because the driver was never hit and he was never killed and he was a witness. And they let
you gotta understand, when you're opening and like it's somebody like T, like you can't, like, you don't have time for like look at it. You feel me? Like, so I feel like they opened up and they immediately knew that was T. Start spraying. It can be. So there, I feel like here still doesn't make sense. They could have opened then spraying because they expected. They don't expect Aunty to be there. You can't open to go shoot niggas in the hood and you know they're stepped up to go look for Did you T? Hell no, bro. Especially in a car, he gotta be in there.
Let the witness live. So if that's the case, what did they just have?
Ich möchte Ihr Haus kaufen.
So that doesn't make any sense. You still can get away with it.
Like just moved on, or just try to find T Grizzly and leave the auntie be if the auntie wasn't a target? To me, that shows the auntie was the target the whole time. If they opened up that car vehicle, seen her, and still shot and killed her, she was the target, and I don't think T Grizzly was the target.
Okay.
But who would want to kill the aunt or T Grizzly? The best guess here is T Grizzly's ops. T Grizzly ops. People who hate T Grizzly. People who T Grizzly have been beefing with for a while now.
Okay.
So that's why the next development in this story doesn't make sense and is awfully suspicious. Okay. T Grizzly is really close friends with Buka 600. Buka 600 is a Chicago drill rapper. Right. They're so close that Buka was a groomsman in T Grizzly's wedding.
Oh, shit.
And the wedding took place last year. The aunt's murder took place 5 years ago. Now, Buka 600 has an associate from Chicago called Wu Thing. Now, Wu Thing is from the same squad, the same clique as Buka 600. Right. They're very close associates. Well, now, Wu Thing was ultimately arrested and charged with the murder of T Grizzly's aunt. Okay. Even after he was arrested, the police made it perfectly clear they don't believe he was acting alone. They don't believe he committed this murder alone. They don't believe he's the only accomplice. And their actions after they arrested him made it perfectly clear. But how was he arrested? How was he caught? He was caught because, quite frankly, Wu Thing is the dumbest, stupidest criminal you would ever hear about. This man was still in the murder getaway vehicle that was stolen, by the way.
My goodness.
And he still had the murder weapon on him.
Oh, shit.
Again, stupidity is an understatement here, people.
Bro. What the hell is going on, bro? Did you think this is GTA? The cops are just gonna... This is how this stuff are gonna go. Bro, what the fuck?
State and the feds. October 19, 2019, just 2 months after JB lost her life, Wu Thing was arrested in Chicago, Illinois. It was around 12:06 p.m. when officers from Chicago Police Department were on a routine patrol when they responded to another officer report of a male and one female sitting inside of a stolen vehicle parked in the alley behind 5920 South Calumet Avenue in Chicago, Illinois. The reporting officer had confirmed that the vehicle was stolen by checking the vehicle license plate in the law enforcement computer database. When responding to CPD, officers pulled into the alley. They observed the male subsequently identified as Wu Thing, aka Jermaine Whedon, and a female standing near the stolen vehicle.
That nigga gone. Bro, they're gonna beat his motherfucking ass. This nigga looks easy to take advantage of. No Diddy. No offense though. But they're gonna beat this nigga. When you go to jail, you gotta look a certain way like,
a blue Nissan Versa with New York license plate. Now keep that vehicle in mind. As the response
be somebody's baby, and we're not talking baby.
While the officers exited the patrol car and approached Wu Thing, he fled from officers on foot. After a brief foot chase, the officers apprehended Wu Thing and placed him in handcuffs. As Wu Thing physically resisted the officers when placed against the police car, a Glock 23 40 cal semi-automatic handgun bearing serial number PAZ363 fell out of Wu Thing's left pants leg. The handgun was loaded with 12 rounds of ammunition with the head stamp marking SIG 40 S&W. During the subsequent search of the stolen blue Nissan, CPD officers recovered an extended magazine from the passenger side door. Now fam, would you believe this man had the same firearm and same stolen vehicle during the night that JB lost her life? Well, it's true. When it came to the rental, the car was a Hertz rental car that had been set to be returned to Hertz on August 24, 2019. Hertz filed a stolen police report in September of 2019. The following year, February of 2020, DPD received notification from the MSP lab where they test the firearms, the ballistics. They confirmed that that firearm that Wu Thing was caught with in Chicago was the same firearm used to take the life of JB. May she rest in peace.
I have a deep dive coming up on this very shortly where I'm doing a deep dive on the case, how they called Jermaine, why they called Jermaine, what other proof they got for Jermaine, and the entire murder case surrounding the aunt, including other suspects, etc., etc. In this video, I'm just speed running the accusations against T Grizzly. Now, I don't care what y'all say. I'm not indicting T Grizzly. I'm just telling you guys exactly why T Grizzley is currently trending, and y'all could believe it after I lay out what's going on.
All right.
I'm not saying he's guilty. I'm not saying he's innocent. I'm simply laying out the facts of what's going on. But what I would say, bruh, is this. I don't care what y'all say. I don't care what explanation you guys got. If an associate of Buka 600, who is also my close friend, if this Wu Thing dude is my close associate, he's from Chicago. I'm from Detroit. What beef do he got with my aunt? Or what beef do he got with me?
Okay.
So I don't care what y'all say. I think it's weird to still be hanging out with associates of the dude who killed your aunt. Wu Thing and Buka 600 is inseparable.
Okay.
They're from the same clique. He killed your aunt while he was looking for you, apparently, but you still hang out. He's still the groomsman to your wedding. He's still your best friend. It doesn't make sense whatsoever. I don't think it makes sense. As a matter of fact, I think it's flawed. I think it's disloyal. And if T Grizzley is not involved, he's an idiot. Why would you hang out with the same clique who's responsible for the murder of your aunt? And you claim they were looking to murder you, but yet you're still friends with...
If this nigga could decode this, imagine what the cops are smart, bro.
Buka, who's an OG from that clique, it doesn't make sense to me at all. I think it's flawed here, people. Now, let's move on. So, but what's the motivation? Why would Wu Thing want to murder T Grizzley's aunt? Why? What's the motivation here? Why would T Grizzley want to murder his aunt? Well, in court today, you know, a close source to the family was actually in court.
Okay.
And the state actually threw out that they believe that T Grizzley impregnated the aunt, that the aunt was pregnant at the time for T Grizzley's baby, according to the family.
And many more. But I was able to catch it today, although the audio wasn't allowed for screen recording while looking. You can only screen record if the audio picks up from another device. And I didn't know that today. But I took some key notes. And the house that T Grizzley allegedly stopped at the day JB lost her life to go inside. Remember we said that was his aunt's house? Another aunt? Well, she took the stand today. And to sum up 8 hours for you guys in 60 seconds, I say this. That rumor that's floating around that T Grizzley got his alleged aunt pregnant, the state believes that. Not the family TV, not Reddit, the state.
Come to find out, T Grizzley and his aunt/manager isn't blood related. So if T Grizzley is impregnating her, it feels like the situation got messy. But what's the official theory? What's the official conspiracy? You heard a lot of bits and pieces. Well, theory in her, it feels like the situation got messy. But what's Grizzley find out? T Grizzley and his aunt
believes that. Not the family TV, not Reddit, the state.
Come to find out, T Grizzley and his aunt/manager isn't blood related. So
why would he kill her though? It's just pregnancy. It doesn't make sense. It would have made sense if they were blood related and then he was trying to hide it. Cause you know what I mean, that looks bad. It would have made sense, but now that they're not blood related, the fuck that gotta do with anything?
So T Grizzley is impregnating her. It feels like the situation got messy. But what's the official theory? What's the official conspiracy? You heard a lot of bits and pieces. Well, here is the full theory laid out, and exactly why people believe that T Grizzley hired the help of his friend Wu Thing, you know, who was close with his best friend Buka 600, and they conspired this plan to murder the aunt. Here is why people, or here's the theory people believe explains why T Grizzley did this.
This is why T Grizzley backdoored his auntie. When T Grizzley first came home, he dropped his hit song.
Stop calling her his auntie when you just say he's not his auntie. What the fuck you talking about? Well, what the fuck wrong with this nigga? You are also confused, motherfucker. You heard
First day out. But due to debts T owed to the government, he made his uncle wife. JB, which some will... When T Grizzley first came home, he dropped his hit song, First Day Out. But due to debts T owed to the government, he made his uncle wife. JB, which some will say is his auntie, his manager, and made her make. And fake label, and signed himself to the fake label, so all his music would be under JB name. But by the time T Grizzley got rich and paid off all his debts, he was ready to put all his music back in his name. But JB was refusing to sign the papers to give T his music back. So T would pay 600 buka to have someone from his side to kill JB. So on August 20...
Okay, that makes sense. That makes sense. That makes sense. But why, bro? Greed, greed, greed. Why would that auntie be stupid? She doesn't deserve it, but stupid. That's stupidity. Greed.
Greed. 2019. T and JB would
like
both link.
Literally taking your cut, it will still be alive, bro. Why are you, man? I wanted to be Jeff Bezos.
Up, and when T would get out and walk in the house, 600. Wu-Tang would pull up and shoot JB 8 times as T was walking in the house.
I feel like I'm at least obligated to say it doesn't make sense the entire way that he did it as well. Because how do these people know like what was in T Grizzly's contract? Right? Like how do they know, like all his music was in this lady's name? Like T Grizzly signed a record deal, so wouldn't the music be in the
he's cooked. I'm saying, bro, if these people, these journalists or whatever you call them, can get a hand of all this, yeah, he joining P Diddy's song. It's GG's. Once they get the contract, and bro, they just laid out the whole play for the feds.
Label's name and not her name. And then also
the dumbest shit you can do is committing a crime and felony in a first world country, thinking you're not gonna get caught. They're gonna catch you, nigga. This ain't the fucking 70s. They're gonna catch you, bro.
Dude, yo, like the motive?
The motive makes complete sense.
Isn't really there. Like outside of maybe the state believing that T Grizzly impregnated the aunt, but if that's the case, then I don't know. Maybe that's the motive. But the motive that the music was in her name, so he took her out, I don't know. T Grizzly seemed pretty grateful for this woman. Apparently, she was the only one who believed in T Grizzly when he first got out of jail, and she's the one who put money up behind him and took a chance on him. So for him to like turn around and do this to her, it seems pretty unbelievable.
First came home, I had asked a lot of people in my family for a chance because this is what I was really trying to do.
All right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, can y'all help buy me a beat? I really want to rap. You know what I'm saying? A lot of them just wasn't taking me serious. Like, you better go get a job. What you trying to rap for and all this other stuff.
Right.
Crazy.
And she believed in you.
She believed in me. She was the only one. That first day out video, she paid for the video, bought the outfit I had on in the video, everything.
Crazy.
You know what I'm saying? So,
what we playing
I've been rocking ever since.
What we playing right here?
Call of Duty.
On the killing spree.
Modern Warfare. Definitely on the killing spree.
You nice with it?
Watch this. Hold on, watch this.
Those are the accusations. We'll be doing a full deep dive and breakdown of this case probably tomorrow. But y'all let me know in the comment section. What do you guys think? Do y'all feel like T Grizzly did this? Do y'all feel like he didn't do this? Let me know. Now, the strange part about this all is the police actually reposted the Crime Stopper reward for the aunt's murder like the day the trial started. So they're still looking for other people. They're not done yet. And the fact that they really was focused or they was asking questions pertaining to T Grizzly, I don't think that's a good sign. But y'all let me know in the comment section. What do you guys think about this? Do y'all think he's guilty? Is he innocent? Let me know. Okay.
Bro, that's if her auntie did it, because look at this video. If her auntie did it, then that's crazy. That's crazy because wait, what did I want to say? Yeah, if her auntie really backdoored T Grizzly and then T Grizzly backdoored her back, that's crazy. That's why you don't take help from people, because it's like debt nowadays. People feel entitled. It's like debt. Yeah, that's what I was saying, bro. Because why are you gonna play? Why are you talking about your aunt's murder, bro? Like, how cold do you gotta be, bro? Like, man, wait.